My name is Edith Tribe, and I've been within the hospital here at the Regional Hospital for over 34 years. My job was Director of Volunteer Services on a regional base, and under my umbrella there was the Hospital Volunteer Auxiliary, who have been there for many years, and they're a specialized community group of volunteers. The auxiliary date back, next week we would be starting our 80th year. So it dates back to October the 21st, 1941, when a small group of local women decided to band together to support their local hospital. Over time, it grew to being modernized, but the basic values never changed, which was to enhance patient stay. And by doing that, it was whatever the hospital management and staff needed to give the little extras to the inpatient. As far as the group, the volunteer auxiliary group, with their mandate always being to enhance patient care, it varied from year to year. And it comes to mind like they would buy incubators for preemies that had to be transferred out of Bathurst by air or whatever for medical treatment. We bought chairs, which we called they were reclining chairs for families to be able to stay at bedside with their loved ones. Different times we had calls from the nursery, and people kind of had a fuzzy feeling about newborns, so we would support the nursery a lot, and we would buy the little strollers so the mothers could wheel their babies around while they were getting used to their newborns in their lives. And we also participated in major programs by giving a $100,000 donation to our local hospital foundation. One contribution was like $150,000 for the mother and child program, it entailed a lot of stuff that technical machine that was needed to enhance the delivery of babies. We bought 77 wheelchairs was another program that comes to mind. We bought about 75 electric beds, and those projects or programs, whatever you want to call them, were extended over a few years, depending on our income and what we had as disposable income, I should say. And then we did all kinds of little things. Waiting rooms for patients, palliative care, support to set up the palliative care, not the unit as such, but the family room, and to have everything available to support families while they were waiting there at their last stage of life. All kinds of that kind of projects came to mind, and they were always had to be approved by hospital management, because we were there, like I said, to enhance patient care, but it had to be approved from within. We just couldn't walk in with a box of chocolates. It was not the way it was done. And then little things, Christmas gifts for long-term patients that wouldn't be going home, palliative care packages delivered on Christmas Eve to the families that had to be there during Christmas, various things of that nature. So there was not always a big amount of money involved, but it was always to the point and always in the same direction to enhance patient care.
Well, I would like to tell them many thanks. The auxiliaries have been here since the beginning of the hospital, and they've been able to provide equipment for patient comfort since they started. That was their motto. So they've been able to provide also our staff with some small stuff, but also they've been handling the boutique here for since its beginning also. So with the fund raised by the boutique and also all their activities, they've been able to provide us with equipment that certainly help patient care and patient comfort.
What was appreciated and what it meant to the patient was the verbal contact or letters sent to management. It always came in a positive. I can't recall there was ever anything negative, because it was always a positive thing, and the volunteers did it with that in mind, to be helpful, and again, their motto was to enhance patient care. Where are we going from now? Well, like I said, it was 79 years ago. We'll be starting into our 80th year next week, and where do we go from now? The legacy will always be there, because it's been there so many years, we are going to have a major donation to the foundation, which will serve to have scholarships for students available, and that will be renewable on a yearly basis. So that will be one way to say that the legacy carries on. We also have, by a major donation, have been chosen to have a conference room named after the auxiliary. So we're leaving in a positive note, not that it's never going to be, it's still essential that we have some support. And hopefully some of our members will continue by supporting the foundation, by special projects or whatever they need be. We're not closing our association because we don't see the need or we don't want to do it anymore. It's just hard to get the volunteers committed. And with no buses, it's older people don't drive so much, all kinds of issues. So I think we'll just spread the cheer, as we say, in the community and promote our hospital on an ongoing basis. I think that in closing it would be important. We would run amiss if we didn't thank the hospital administration for their support. It's always, like I said, it was community driven, so it was not always cut and dried how we proceeded within the hospital. They were always there to help and guide us and to support us in our endeavors. And in my role as an employee, there was always support there to trickle down to the auxiliary. So thank you is for hospital management from way back to have supported us through all this.